Hello, and welcome back to Journey to Competitive, the series where I'm learning competitive Pokemon. On today's episode, it's all about practice. I'll be battling online on my Switch with random trainers, but also on Pokemon Showdown. So without further ado, let's get started.
Okay, so we're going to be doing something a little different. Usually I would write a script and then match whatever I wrote with my video. But today I already have video, so I'm going to be doing that based off like the script or what I'm saying based off the video. So I'm going to be rewatching my practice battles and giving commentary on what I was thinking. So we're going to start first off on the Switch. Okay, in this first match, I went against a player that seemed to have a mix of a playthrough team and legendaries, and to start off with, immediately knocked out my Incineroar. So I bring out my Whimsicott, and since I already used Nasty Plot on Goldango, I go for the Make It Rain and activate the Tailwind with Whimsicott, so then I can make sure I'm always going first at that point. And I got that KO on the Garchomp, so that was pretty good. So you can see I'm kind of debating on what to do. So I went ahead and protected my Whimsicott because I knew that Tikatuff, whatever it's called, would go for my Whimsicott. And I got the KO on a Cresselia, which was good. And see, my protective worked. So they bring out the little Pika clone, whatever, and Terrasilize, which they did see that, I guess, because it is a fighting type. I was going for the Dazzling Gleam, but it didn't do as much damage as I want. But that Make It Rain is a really good move, and it took out that Tikatuff. And I knew I was about to lose a Pokemon, but I lost my Goldango. So I have Basculegion. You know, that electric type is not going to do good. So I protected Basculegion and knocked it out with the Dazzling Gleam. So I got my first win on my first game, which was pretty good. But again, it's not really a Regulation H, battle. So the next team I faced was a full team of legendaries and a Paradox Pokemon, which again isn't a Regulation H team, but I still battled them because I wanted some practice. And those Calyrex, Shadow Rider, Ice Rider, whatever, are tough. I mean, you can see like Incineroar and Whimsicott almost got KO'd. I mean, those things are no joke. But oh my gosh, that's the Focus Sash and the Citrus Berry really helped. And then they bring out Urshifu, and I'm like, oh my god, this is tough. So I protected Whimsicott as long as I could. Incineroar unfortunately goes down, but I was able to protect my Whimsicott and keep it up. And they go for a double protect, and I predicted that well and was able to get off a Tailwind. And even though Goldango's Make It Rain wasn't able to hit, I was still able to put up that Tailwind. And again, I got that protect up again. Whimsicott's living for a little longer. But god, that Urshifu, he's so strong. And unfortunately, I should have protected Goldango, but he dies, and Basculegion comes out, and I know I cannot protect Whimsicott for long, so I try to go for attack, but this battle was definitely going to be a loss from the beginning. I mean, they had Calyrex, Urshifu, Ogerpon. They were going to win. I mean, that's why they have the rules where you can only have like 2 legendaries. But it was a good battle. I learned a lot. I learned that these Pokemon are scary. So yeah. Okay, so the next team is another team full of legendaries and Incineroar. Now, I was getting a little more comfortable, but can we talk about the MVP of this fight, Porygon 2? They stayed on that field the longest, and oh my god, I love Porygon 2 even more after this. He was good at attacking. Recover was such a big help. Oh my god, I'm so glad I gave him Recover. But I still treated this like a VGC match. And Goldango, again, that Make It Rain was able to get rid of Incineroar. But again, Calyrex came out, and so I tried to Terrasilize to see if I could maybe limit the damage that Goldango would be getting hit because it is a ghost type. But unfortunately, Goldango does not get the KO on Calyrex because of that focus sash. But then Goldango goes down due to not only Tornadus, but Calyrex's double attack. And I was just like, no! But Porygon was holding on, man. And unfortunately, Basculegion also goes down because I should have Terrassalized with Basculegion. But I didn't, and I could have took out the Calyrex Shadow Rider, but I went for the Tornadus. Oh, that was a bad move on my part. But Pelipper was also a good MVP of this fight. Even though I set him up as more of a support Pokemon, he did so well. And although I did have the whatever choice scarf on him, that is a lesson I needed to learn from myself just playing with it, because I was stuck on Weather Ball and was like, oh man, I could use Ice Beam on Tornadus because it's weak to ice types. But Urshifu also was scary, but we oh my god, Porygon 2 was doing so good, but we hung on. Like, I knew Pelipper would have to go down, but Porygon 2 KO'd Urshifu. I was so proud of Porygon 2. Oh my god, but I ended up winning, and it was a good fight. Okay, next we're going to be moving on to Pokemon Showdown, and I was actually able to face off more against Regulation H teams than on the Switch, because it didn't really let you set what Pokemon to face. It just gave you a random matchup, which Showdown does this too, but I like that you could actually face Regulation H teams. Okay, so my first battle with Regulation H, they start out with Archaludon and Hariyama, and I knew if that Archaludon got its defense up, it would be really hard to take out. So I focused most of my attacks with Incineroar on Archaludon, but you can see me debating on whether or not I really want to focus on Archaludon, but I end up doing it. So we end up taking out the Archaludon, thank god. But Hariyama takes out my Goldango, so I bring out Whimsicott. And just trying to figure out what to do and all that. I mean, so Whimsicott gets brought out, and that Volcarona is a dangerous thing. So I try to help out and Tailwind, get us up first, take out the Volcarona. Hariyama takes out Incineroar, and then I take out the Hariyama, and the Volcarona takes out my Whimsicott, but then I take out Volcarona, but then King Gambit comes out, and I know it's done. At this point, I just keep stalling it because I know I'm gonna lose, but I try to attack it, and I do so little damage, so I basically tried to, I Terrassalized to see if I could not get as much damage on, but I'm basically stalling out, letting him power up even more, and he just takes out Porygon 2 with one shot. Ugh. For the next game, I actually decided to put Basculegion and Pelipper, my bad, up first. And I actually got the weather I wanted. I out pretty much sped, I guess, the Tyranitar and got my weather up. But unfortunately, Basculegion and Pelipper don't do so hot against Rotom Wash and Gyarados. Got almost a KO on Rotom, but Basculegion goes down, Pelipper goes down. And it's not looking good. The Sandstorm's back up, and that's just so great. But the Intimidate does help. But unfortunately, Incineroar does get knocked out here. I guess I need to go back and increase Incineroar's defense a little bit, because he's getting one shot a lot. And Goldango almost goes down, but gets a double knockout. And I was like, oh my god, could I win this? No, not really. Escadrille and Rotom come back out, and they pretty much knock me out. This was a quick fight. I knew I would lose, but dang. So the last match was actually really fun for me. I I enjoyed this match a lot. Not just because of how it ended, but I just enjoyed it a lot. So I try and take out the Rillaboom first because I know that thing can be very dangerous. And he actually misses high horsepower. And I got a Trick Room and Nasty Plot up. Didn't lose Goldango. I was feeling good. And so this person was also a little slower. So I was able to take out the Rillaboom. And the Drift Room protected. I was just like, oh, this is going to be a little bit of a problem. But I decided to double protect here because I was like unsure of what would happen. That Ursaluna is really scary. But thank God I double protected. So I go for another Make It Rain and I'm trying to take out that Ursaluna. I know that Ursaluna is going to be a big deal. But unfortunately Goldango goes down. And they actually used a ghost type move on Porygon too. And I was just like, interesting. But Ursaluna was just not going down. And the Drifloon was actually holding on pretty well, which I was very, very worried about. But the Ursaluna is my biggest priority. And I had to set up another Trick Room. Trick Room is a big help because my Pokemon are a little slower. So it was a good thing to have. But Earth Powder took out my Incineroar. Incineroar, why do you keep going down so easily? But Basculegion comes out, is able to help out with Porygon too. But that Ursaluna is being so stubborn and like, I get it, you gotta protect your big guns, but like, I want to take out that Ursaluna so badly. But Drifloon goes down, so that's one less Pokemon. And then Sneasler comes out. Oh, I'm a little worried, but we finally take down that Ursaluna with Basculegion, and I'm like, thank God. And at this point, I hadn't realized I was actually winning the battle, and the person says GG in the chat, and I'm like, oh, it's not over that quickly. But Sneasler goes down, and we actually win. I'm like, oh my God, we won.
Alright, so that's it for now. We got some practice done and we'll be making some adjustments going forward. But next week's episode is a big test for me and my team. We'll be bringing back my friend Z for another battle to see how far we've come from the first episode. But until next time, if you liked this episode, feel free to leave a comment down below and we'll see you next time. Bye!